Welcome to episode 6 of INDUOGAMEPRESS. It is I, Robert, along with the League of Legends nerd Nicholas. What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Now, guys, to those of you who just happen to stumble upon onto the show, we're a weekly gaming podcast that is scheduled for every Friday. We talk about gaming news, answer y'all's questions, and spend majority of the show on a topic that either I, Nicholas, or even you, the fans, submitted. So, and thanks for joining us, guys. So how you been, dude?
Good. Just regular week.
What games have you been playing?
Honestly, I haven't been playing that much, but one thing I did this week, that was the biggest accomplishment of my life. I beat Dark Souls 3.
Dang.
Oh, yeah.
You never beat any of the previous ones, right?
No, Dark Souls 3 was, kind of the only... I played some of number 1, but I didn't really go that far. But
Yeah.
number 3 was the only one that I've actually beat. And, that's going on my resume, man. That's, a huge thing. And I couldn't beat that game for a long time. I was always on the last boss, but I could never beat it. But then finally, I had found out you can, invite people to it by putting the sign down, and then they come to you.
Yeah.
So I did that. And this guy came, I was like, oh, thank the Lord Jesus. So he came, he beat the guy for me. And, dude, I was so happy, and I beat the whole game, so... Now I'm thinking of doing a new game plus, so yeah, that's
Cool.
what I've been doing.
Do you think that Dark Souls 3 is easier than the first two? Because when you were telling me, man, I'm almost done with it, I didn't even believe you. Because I thought you were just lying and just messing around with me. I didn't, because this game is hard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I remember
for sure.
I played the first one and I went a decent amount into it. Now, I think I was more than halfway.
Yeah, you were far.
I don't even know. It's like but the first one, you have no idea where the heck you're at.
Yeah.
And so when you told me you finished and you sent me like the credits and everything, I was like, what? I didn't even think you were even that capable of doing that.
Yeah, I mean, easier, I'd say, yeah, but I think the only reason why it would be easier is because it's a lot more smoother.
Yeah.
Because of console-wise, and And the Xbox 360, there's a bit of a lag, and then there's a little bit of slow, and I think it just had to do with the console that made it less better. And I don't think it's really that easier though. It's super hard, and I don't know if it's just because I pour my heart and soul. I literally this was my mission to beat this game, and I played it all week, and it was hard, but. I think it's a little bit easier.
Cool.
Than the first one.
How was the last boss? Was it a tough one?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the people say that it isn't the hardest boss. They say it's the fourth or so, but I couldn't beat that guy. And I still have one more side boss, and this guy is supposed to be the hardest boss out of the whole game. And I've tried facing him before, but dang it, dude, he's hard.
Was the ending rewarding?
Okay, yeah, I gotta talk. Wait, can I spoil it?
Okay, so let's put the spoiler flags up right here. Dark Souls 3 has already been out for how long? So all you people must
4
have had
months.
some sort of. It's been 4 months.
Yeah, because we got it in March or May. May.
Oh, okay. All right, no spoilers on this show then.
Well, to be honest, this is not a spoiler because nobody even knows what's going on in Dark Souls. But so at the end of the game, I was completely mad because nothing happens at all. You just go to the bonfire, light it up, and he sits down. That's it. Nothing else.
Really?
At all. Yeah, and the credits start rolling, and I was thinking there's gonna be something after the credits, or something like that. But there's literally nothing at all. I was completely angry about that. But
oh, sorry, keep going.
But I got because there's different endings to the game. And I picked the alternative one. And I've heard there's 3 of them. But I actually looked up all of them and looked at them. But most of them are practically the same almost.
Yeah. So there's no DLC out yet for it, right?
No, it's supposedly coming out either in the fall, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're for sure gonna probably tackle that, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I can't wait for that because honestly, I haven't done much in the game because I've been stuck on that last boss forever. So
Yeah.
I'm ready for some new content. And it's a really good game. I love that game a lot. I think it's the best Dark Souls game out of all of them because it has a really good mix of number 1 and Bloodborne. So it's fast paced and at the same time slow. They really balanced it out. It's really good.
Yeah. If you were to, on a scale, well, on a 5-star rating, what would you give it?
5.
Cool.
Yeah, because it's super rewarding, like
Yeah.
with items and all that. Except for the ending, that's the only thing. But you don't really play Dark Souls for story that much.
Right. So,
But,
anything else, or that was it?
that's honestly all I've been playing.
Okay. So for myself, been playing. I'm always jumping in and out of the some Call of Duty gameplay here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But recently, for our YouTube channel, which y'all can go and see on youtube.com/INDUOGAMING, I've been doing a playthrough of Gravity Rush Remastered, and it's a pretty good game.
Is it?
It's actually pretty good. You guys can go check that out on YouTube. Part 5 is already up on there, and it's gonna be about a 10-part. Yeah, it's gonna be a 10-part playthrough series.
Is it short or is it long?
Well, there's about I've heard people say that there's around 20 to 21 episodes inside the game.
Okay.
And I've been tackling it by like each part is 2 episodes, and so most of my videos, like I haven't been doing any of the side quests. I'm just tackling the main story missions.
Yeah.
And maybe later I'll probably do side quests if I want to go and tackle that platinum, which I don't even know if Gravity Rush is a platinum, but I'll double check on that later. But yeah, I mean it's good. It's Japanese oriented. The art is actually pretty cool. I like the it's very. You can tell it was a Vita game that came onto the PS4. Now it looks,
that's right.
now it
It
looks
was
beautiful, but like there's a lot of motion sensory, like with the remote control that you can tilt, and so whenever you are using gravity and you're going up in the air, you can move the camera around by tilting the remote.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I don't like using it, but it's fine. The gameplay is pretty good. I enjoy it. It gives me a lot of how as Spider-Man in most Spider-Man games you like to go to the tallest building and jump up, and it gives you that bit of a rush.
Yeah.
The same is for here, and it's really good. It's a really good game, and the only thing that I have to say is the combat's good. It's a little shallow. It's not as fleshed out as I would like for it to be, and the gravity stuff kind of is a little sticky, and so it becomes a pain in the butt sometimes to even fight enemies. Like there would be an enemy that's floating in the sky, and when you push R1, she lifts off the ground and she just levitates there, and then you point in the direction that you want to go, and then you push R1 again and she just starts zooming towards that direction. And sometimes, like if you're zooming towards the direction of an enemy and you push the square button, which is like a gravity kick, she'll automatically start following them. But if the enemy like just kind of like evades it, you just keep going in that direction, and you have to push R1 again, turn around, have to get back to her again, and then your gravity gauge is going down, and then sometimes you're just like falling in midair, waiting for it to replenish, and then you can go back up again. So sometimes it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But it's good. I've really been enjoying it a lot. And
Is the story good?
yeah, I mean it's simple. It's not something extravagant. Now, and it kind of changed pace a little bit because it was very adventure action kind of game. Action adventure, my bad. And then out of nowhere, on one of the episodes, it became like a very puzzle platformer out of nowhere. I was like, yeah, that's kind of weird, but it's good, and I can't wait for part 2 for Gravity Rush 2 to come out because that one looks beautiful.
Oh, that one's not out yet?
No. I think that one comes out in the fall, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But yeah, that one looks really, really good.
All right.
And other than that, I'm playing some of that Pokemon Go.
You have?
Yeah.
Has it been good?
Oh yeah, it's good. I'm still like on level 13 while everyone else is like on level 55 or whatever the heck they're on right now. But yeah, it's a good game. And hopefully when it comes around to August 9th, hopefully I might have No Man's Sky by then, and we'll be doing the Let's Play playthrough on YouTube. I have it kind of timed to where the ending of Gravity Rush playthrough is gonna end, and then I can automatically get into No Man's Sky and start doing that.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think.
And I want to say I am gonna try to start a Dark Souls 3 playthrough.
Yeah.
If I can do it, like, cause for y'all to know, my PS4 has that auto eject problem. I've like tried so many different fixes to it, and I've only found one, which is to open it up and like scratch this gold plate supposedly, and I need to do that, but I just can't find the right screwdriver.
Yeah.
So once I get that fixed, I will start doing a Dark Souls 3 playthrough.
Have you Yeah, for you guys, if you guys have any solutions, just tweet at us at Induo Games and tell us what you guys have done if you guys had this problem.
Yeah.
Did you remember when Brandon told you don't let the power cord thing touch? Did that have any effect or no?
Yeah, I tried that and I thought it worked, but then like a couple days later it didn't. But I feel like it has to do. Supposedly it's the static or whatever. Like if it something about the electricity that is static or something like that. But and I think it is because like even if you get close to it or something like that, like it'll just beep out, and so it has to do something about the surrounding or something like that. So and they said that if you open it, there's like this gold plate that if you like rub it with the knife or something, it'll de-static it or something like that.
That's weird.
And then it'll work. Like everyone who says they've done it, like they said it's been working for sure. So I need to try that.
Is it easy to take off the plate from on top?
Yeah, you don't have to go like through anything. Like it's literally like once you take off like the screws, you lift up the thing and it's like right there.
Okay.
So you don't have to like
I heard that when
remove
you take
anything.
out that plate, there's also that screw that you can it'll manually pop out the disc for you too.
Oh yeah, I tried that, but I don't know. That screw is weird because like it doesn't screw in for some reason. I don't know. It's hard.
No, yeah, you have to be careful with that screw. I've heard that one is like very flimsy. It could break.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then you are really screwed. No pun
And then-
intended.
And then like that screw is like in the little tiny air hole. It's dumb. Like that was a huge design flaw, and that's why they came out with the ones that Brennan has is like the less glossy one on top.
Yeah.
They really fixed that one, and they put physical buttons. I
Yeah.
hate those ones.
So that way everyone knows your PS4 isn't broken. It's just the disc slot is ejecting constantly. So if Nico were to go fully digital, he'll be totally good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's not digital right now.
Yeah, I would need a bigger hard drive for that too. So.
Yeah, I was looking at some hard drives for the PS4, and I don't know if I should go external or internal when it comes to things like that. Mm-hmm. But some people I heard like there's like 2 terabyte hard drives, which I don't know if that's a smart thing to go with, but yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that they say to do internal because it's a super easy process. Like it's literally like meant for you to change it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would go internal.
Knowing me, I would probably break the whole thing without even knowing what I'm doing.
I could go to Xbox if I wanted to. I can trade it like right now. Like the Xbox S, right now is $250, and if I trade this in, I can get an Xbox S. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, but that's not gonna. I have too many games on PS4 already. I've already started building my collection.
You're kind of really set on the PlayStation 4 side that it's a little hard to. Now, it would be cool to get an Xbox One, not for multiplayer, but if there's just a game that's over there that you can't get over here.
Yeah.
One thing though, before we get into the topic of the news, this really isn't the news at all, but Xbox One players, they're playing We the Happy Few already, man.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. It's like an early release or something like that.
Yeah. There's I was watching some guy playing it on YouTube. I was like, dude, that's. I was thinking about you. I was like, man, I bet you're kind of a little green jelly because you love BioShock and all that, and it kind of has that kind of aesthetic to it.
Yeah,
so.
And I'm surprised that IGN hasn't done like any reviews or anything like that. I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, that is weird, actually.
So yeah, I'm just gonna have to wait for I don't know.
All right, well, now it's time to get into the next segment of the show, guys, and it is news, where Nicholas, throughout the week, has been keeping up with the news and starts laying them out to us one by one. So what's the first one?
All right, so we're gonna go into the Nintendo side, and so this week Nintendo released their financial stuff for the last 3 months, and ending with June, And for the last 3 months, they lost about $228 million.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, and they only gained 76 million.
Wow.
So yeah, that's a huge loss. And they said that this year they have only sold half the ones they did last year. So this year they only
what we use?
Yeah, half the Wii U's. And they only sold 220,000, which is not that many. And so yeah, that's that. And then there's
So
been
so that was the end of that one.
Yeah, the financial.
Okay. So real quick, before getting into it, would you, if you, let's say you had the money, okay, you were, I don't know, you were just good with your money, you just were able to get what you wanted. Yeah. Would you get a Wii U if you had the decision to? Like if you had the choice, like if you just walked up to the GameStop one night, and you're like, man, there's no PlayStation 4 games, there's no Xbox One games I want to play. You know what? Let's change up the pace a little bit. Let's get a Wii U while we wait for the NX and just mess around with it.
Yeah, because it's about 200, I believe it is. They're like one something.
Yeah.
So I would get it either like right now or like way later, because like I would get it right now because I know there's like at least like 4 games on there that I'll be like, those are like super fun games to play.
Yeah.
And but like most of it isn't, so I would probably wait for it to get a little bit cheaper, something like that. But or I would get it like way later on and get it when like I just want to go back and play it just because. So I would get it. I don't know about right now. I probably wouldn't, but I don't know.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I mean, I would. I probably would get it. I'm not sure. I get the feeling that, and I don't know where the new Nintendo is right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the vision is for the NX, but the Wii U was it was backwards compatible with the GameCube, and the GameCube wasn't really out that much, the same way that the Wii U hasn't been out that much, and they're already coming out with the next console. Yeah. So I don't know if it would be worth getting a Wii U or if I should just wait for the NX and maybe just start building up my Wii U library right now, so by the time the NX comes out, I can start playing Wii U games. Of course, I first need to find out and check if they even play Wii U games, because if not, then there's no point to it at all. But I mean, the Wii U is it's a good console with some good games on it. It's not the best, but I think we need to cut it some slack. It does have some good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a good Mario game on there, like the Mario World, 3D World. I don't know what it was called.
3D World.
And then there was Mario Kart on there is phenomenal. We got Smash Bros. Oh, dude, that game was so good. Oh, yeah. And so I mean, it's good. We just sadly it just wasn't the best. And in comparison to PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, it was a baby in comparison to those, dude.
Totally. And like, I would get it right now because it's already done. The price is a little bit cheaper. They've already got all their games out for it. So yeah.
All right, what's next?
So next we have a rumor for the NX going around, and it was from Eurogamer, and they said that from like different sources all over the place, and they said that there was this one that the NX is actually a handheld console.
I thought I saw something like that.
Yeah, so it would be like a handheld, and then you would dock it on like this TV stand, and then you would play it on the TV or something like that, which reminds me a lot of the Wii U, and that's one big reason why I don't think that's a real rumor.
Okay, so by what I've heard, and to my understanding, so it seems as if I don't think the console is going to be in the palm of your hand. You know what I'm saying? Like the gamepad that you'll be like, if there is a gamepad, or the whatever, like the special thing is, whatever you're holding in your hands, I don't think that's the console. Now, I think the console, and I don't know if this is where they're gonna go. They very might as well go to this, because I mean they're considering cartridges. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And cartridges don't really take up that much space. Like you don't need a CD drive into a cartridge. So what I'm thinking they might do is, you know how big the Apple TV is? Yeah. And then there's like the PlayStation TV. What was it? PlayStation TV. So I think and this is my opinion, and you guys leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think, if you agree or not. But I think the Wii U will be something like that,
Hmm.
and then you have the actual gamepad, which is what you stream onto that, which goes onto your TV. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure, like, what I think would be is that the little box probably will have a slot to where you can put the games in,
Yeah.
and then the gamepad will also have a slot that you put the games in. Now, I think the gamepad will be a much refined, like, it would be the 3DS 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Hmm.
think it would be a very, very good gamepad. I don't know how the analogs or anything will work on it, but I don't think it'll be bulky at all. It's not going to be. I think they've learned from the Wii U gamepad. Like that gamepad looked like some sort of kid's toy. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
felt like it was only like what, half a pound or whatever. Like it didn't even feel like it was worth anything.
Hmm.
And so I
Do you
think
think
this was
do
it.
you think that it will look like sort of like an iPad or like a tablet?
No, I don't
No.
think that's what they're gonna do. I think it'll resemble. It'll be a lot like a. In my opinion, it'll probably be like the bottom half. It'll look a lot like the bottom half of a 3DS.
Okay.
But I'm not. I don't know. But
Mm.
I think the screen would be a good size. But I think it'll look technologically. I think it'll look good.
Yeah.
That way, if you're out in public and you have it in your backpack, you slip it out. You're like at a coffee shop and you're playing it. It doesn't look like you're playing some baby game. You know what I'm saying? People
Yeah.
look at it and they're like, dude, that's the new Nintendo console. And I think
Yeah.
that's where they're going at. They want to make another name for themselves.
Hmm.
And so I think that's how it will work. And I think that I think the gamepad will have great resolution. I think it'll have more compatibility to it than just playing games. Like if you go into a coffee shop, I think you could probably, in my opinion, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get onto the internet. Get onto your social media through that.
Yeah.
Have it be your gamepad, but when out of nowhere, just push the button, boop, and you're automatically playing Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I think that's what it'll be, and I think the main focus will be on the gamepad. But hey, you're home. You want to play the game on your TV? Here's the annexing which you buy. Stream it onto your TV, and maybe you want to use a remote. So, put the primary remote to be a remote control and play from there.
Yeah.
That's how I think it'll be.
Hmm.
And
Do
you
you
can
think?
also have the second screen experience if you even want that too. So.
Yeah. True. Do you think that when you plug it into TV, it would get like more graphics and stuff like that, or?
No, I think. I don't know. I don't know how the whole streaming stuff works all the time because sometimes it's not the best. But I think
Hmm.
we're getting to the point to where it's getting better and better.
Yeah.
So I don't think the graphics would be better. I think the graphics that will be on the TV will be the same as it is on the gamepad. Uh,
Okay.
but obviously, it's bigger. Resolution is boosted up a little bit more. So I think still it'll look great on
Yeah.
the TV.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
'Cause
What do you think? Do you think that's how it'll probably be, or do you have like a total different idea in your mind as to what the NX is gonna be?
Yeah, I mean something like that. But I was thinking sort of like you know how Alienware has that box where you plug it into your laptop and it will make it like more powerful, more graphics, and more smoother. Do you know
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Okay, so I was thinking something like that where like it's something kind of like a box or something like that in the TV stand or whatever, and you put it there, and then you when you want to go play at home, you plug it in, get more powerful or something like that. But I think they said that if they're gonna do that, the rumors said that if that's gonna be less powerful than the PS4, they said, and if they do that, then I'm sure it will have to be because it's like a mobile thing,
Yeah.
so it can't be just like a huge thing with less power in it. So yeah, I mean, I'm thinking sort of like a tablet or something like that, but because it has to have really good design. It can't be some cheap thing like you carrying around the Wii U gamepad, something like
Yeah.
because that would be just nasty or dumb
Yeah.
too. Everyone would just look at you as a weirdo. So yeah, they would have to put some good emphasis in the gamepad
Yeah. Now
design.
I honestly think it's not. I don't think it'll be touch controls,
You don't think
and
so?
no, because a true gaming experience. And I'm sorry to those of you out there who love mobile gaming. Hey, I'm playing Pokemon Go. I've played a couple of mobile games. They're pretty good, but it's not the prime way of playing video games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sliding your finger over the tablet. Sometimes it's not as accurate as you want it to be in comparison to having the triggers. And so I don't think that's what it's going to be. And I don't know. If Nintendo is doing the right things, and it seems as if they're going in the right path, and Nintendo's doing the right thing, I think this tablet needs to be as or maybe even more powerful than the current iPad. And
Wait, like Pro one or like just the regular one? Because
No,
the
like
Pro
what?
one is like a computer.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it has to be powerful to where it can be running these amazing graphical games. Because, I mean, honestly, look at the iPad. Does it run PS4 worthy games? Now, some of them come close, but they're not in any comparison like that. You know what I'm saying? Like these full fledged. Like I can't. No one can ever imagine playing Black Ops or maybe Infinite Warfare on the iPad. And so I think
I
it
played
has
it
to
on
be
my
more
phone.
powerful, huh?
I played it on my phone.
Whatever, dude. Um,
And it's a
so
cheap Android too. So
I think you know, they have to just make it more powerful, and I think that's all they need. If they make it powerful enough, dude, I would love to. If for some reason I just have the day off and Vanessa's probably working or whatever, I could just go chill at a coffee shop, get myself a frappuccino or whatever, sit down, jump right into a match of Infinite Warfare right there inside of the coffee shop. Dude, that'd be
Yeah.
great. So I think they have their heads in the right track, but they just need to prove themselves. And they didn't prove themselves with the Wii U. The Wii was kind of it was honestly a gimmick that everybody had. Like they were banking it with the Wii. And can they do it again? I'm not sure. But in an atmosphere where the PS4 exists and the Xbox One exists, and now we're getting close to Xbox One S and the Xbox One Scorpio and PlayStation 4 Neo. Is Nintendo going to survive in an atmosphere like that? That is the only question that I have. And it's kind of a little scary, but, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the president has said that their focus isn't on graphics too. So
Yeah.
I mean,
of course, graphics is in everything.
yeah.
But in a world now where someone is seeing back-to-back footage of I don't know, if someone had a friend and they had the NX and they're playing Call of Duty on it, then they go to their friend's house and they have it on their PS4 Neo, they're like, dude, this thing looks much better. So you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Nintendo needs to get away from focusing so much on their first party and trying to let their third party publishers get in.
Yeah. And one thing, like, it's not on the news. It came out a little bit last week, but did you hear about the new Sonic games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold up. Well, okay. So are we done with this Nintendo conversation so that we can make that on the third news?
Well, I mean, the Sonic game had to do with a little bit of the NX.
All right, let's just throw it in there then.
Okay, so, well, the new game is supposed to be this, like, whole new game, but all I wanted to say is that it's confirmed for the NX. And this is, like,
Yeah.
So it's, like, I haven't heard that many other games that, like, where it's actual trailer and stuff like that on the NX. And, like, just thinking of the graphics of a Sonic game on there, I don't know, I'm just saying, like, how it would be or something like that.
I mean, supposedly Sega has been going on a lot saying that this is going to be the definitive next Sonic game. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be focusing so much on this game. So hopefully, I don't know. I mean, I think it'll look good. We'll see. We'll see what they have in store.
Yeah. So I really wonder what that game is too, because I haven't not seen a good Sonic game in a long time.
Tell me about it, dude. Tell me about it.
It's just like totally dead. I hope it doesn't go to something like Spyro did or something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, that's that for that.
Next up,
we have the Sony released a thing for beta test for the next PS4 update.
That's right.
So it's like I think they're going to the 4.0, I believe, right now.
Oh,
so
finally?
yeah, so they're gonna do that as beta testing. You can sign up now all the way till early August.
Did
so
you
like
sign
a
up?
couple days. Yeah, I did.
I signed up too.
Okay, good. Because I really want to I want to see if they're gonna have any like really cool features on, or if it's just gonna be some cheap thing.
No, the only thing that I get scared about stuff like that is, I don't know, since it's a beta, I don't want like something to glitch up and I'm like trying to stream and something happens.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt it's that bad unless it's like an alpha or something like that.
Yeah.
But they didn't do a beta before did they do one for 3.5?
I don't think so. I don't recall them ever saying anything like that about it.
Yeah, okay, because, like, they haven't done a beta for one of their updates, and I wonder if this is something really big that they're trying to, like, show it off first. So, we're just going to have to see for that. It's supposedly going to come out early August, so, like, a couple days from now.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the free PlayStation Plus games.
Alrighty. Okay, so they already came out with what the games are?
Yeah.
Alright, let's hear them.
And they're horrible, first of all.
I haven't
So-
even looked into them, dude.
You haven't? Okay, so it's Tricky Towers for PS4.
What in the world is that? What's Tricky Towers?
It's also like some mock-off of Tetris or something like that. It looks like that.
Oh my goodness.
And then we got Rebel Galaxy. Do you remember that space game we get? Dead Space or something? Not Dead Space. Some like space game. Dead Star or something like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's something like that. It has those graphics kind of like that,
Are
but
you
it's kind of like
kidding me?
it's like a third person type of thing. So yeah, that's for the PS4.
That's for the PS4.
Yeah.
Sony, are you kidding me, dude? This is what you're giving us for our PlayStation Plus month of August? Oh my goodness.
So terrible, man. And then for
And
PS3,
I wouldn't even be playing those games because No Man's Sky is coming out, so forget that.
I know, right? And then for PS3, we got Retrograde. I don't know. All these other games I don't know much of because like when they show the trailer, they didn't show any of the PS3 or PS Vita games, so
Okay.
I just know the names. It's Retrograde for the PS3, Patapon 3 for the PS Vita, and then Ultratron for all the consoles. So yeah, it's like really bad.
Ultratron is for all the consoles?
Yeah,
Huh. Let me look into that real fast.
it's like for PS Vita, PS3, and PS4. But I think it's one of those other cheap games. Dude, I'm like not satisfied with them this year, man. Like the only good thing I've seen for them is the NBA one and the Gone Home. Those two were the only good ones that I've actually seen that were big. But yeah, they just went really bad, and Xbox has really been beating them. Totally.
So Ultratron is kind of like a Resogun kind of game.
Okay. All right.
In a sense, it's kind of like a twin stick shooter. I don't know, dude. I mean, I've heard people say Patapon is a good game, so I'll probably save that for if I were to ever get a Vita. But other than that, dude, this is horrible.
Yeah.
Like it legitimately brings me down. Like, dude, are you for real? This is what we're gonna get?
I know, and like I'm always like at the end of it, I'm like, yes, can't wait for them to release the new games, and we get this dumb trash. It's terrible, man.
I think Patapon is a MOBA
Oh, really?
or some sort of dungeon crawler.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard in the comments that a lot of people are saying that a lot of them did get like all right ratings. They were 7s, so I mean they're all right. They're just not what we want. So
And what's about for the Xbox?
For the Xbox, we got for Xbox One. They do have one really great game, but I feel like it's a copy of what PlayStation did. So for the first one, it was Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate for Xbox One. I don't really know what that was.
Wait, hold up. Warriors Orochi 3?
Yeah, Ultimate.
Okay.
And then the next one, which is really good, is the WWE 2K16. So I think what they were trying to do was like copy exactly what PlayStation did with
NBA.
Yeah, and I mean, I've heard that the WWE games aren't that bad. I heard they're pretty good, so that's a really good thing for them. So, and then for 360, we got Spelunky, Beyond Good and Evil HD, and I've heard something about the game. I don't know
I've heard
much
that
about
was
it.
really good.
Yeah, I've heard it seemed really good. I don't know much about the graphics or anything like that. But yeah, and then for this month though, before this comes out, guys, you can get Fury and Saints Row. I don't know about Saints Row, that one stinks.
Yeah, I forget
For
about
the for the PlayStation 4, and then for and then also Paragon's free right now for that too.
Yeah, jump on that, guys.
Actually, the beta is ending like in 2 weeks, I think, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys should get on that. And then for this month's Xbox games, we have some really cheap game, and then we have a really good one. It's I believe it's Rainbow Six Siege. I mean, not Rainbow Six Siege.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
what?
No, Rainbow Six something. Like it's one of the old ones. Las Vegas. There we go.
Yeah,
Las Vegas too. And I've heard that the Las Vegas ones are really good games. Like those really were good for the series. So yeah, you guys should go get that one.
Yeah, jump on that, guys, before the month ends, because those are some pretty good games. And we actually did some. I actually have one video of the Fury up on our youtube.com/INDUOGaming channel.
Yeah.
It's a good game. It really took me aback because I didn't even expect for it to be that good. But yeah, it's a good game. It's a good game.
Yeah, totally. And next up, we got a really good one. No Man's Sky doesn't need PlayStation Plus. It just needs internet to be played. Thank God.
Yeah.
So yeah, even though I'm a PlayStation Plus game, that's also a good, reassurance just in case they get off or something like that. So I'm really glad about that. So you don't have to be playing any subscription; you just go right in it.
I'm excited, dude.
Yeah.
So excited. It's it's gonna be cool. And compared to other people, like compared to watching a Metal Gear Solid 5 gameplay playthrough on YouTube or someone playing Dark Souls on YouTube or different things like that, this is gonna be different because there is like three or something like quintillion planets.
Yeah.
Like that every single time you see someone play the game, you're not gonna be seeing the exact same game footage at all whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how this world works. I do not know if you can see other players at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I know for a fact, like if for some reason you and me start playing, and you're on one side of the universe and I'm on one side of the universe, like we're gonna have like a game series of us trying to meet each other in the universe. But I don't know, like would it be as if is this world so big?
Yeah.
That when people are playing and you're on a world, and you look up in the sky, and you see like a plane, like someone's spacecraft just go by in the sky to like another planet. Are you kind of like, dude, there's like another person like nearby? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like that will give you like this rush of like, dude, this is legit.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, again, guys, don't get your hopes up too high. Like go in with low expectations and work them up as you play the game because these guys, to give them the credit, these guys did something phenomenal. And so we just have to see what it is when it comes out August 9th.
Like it looks like a good game, like, and it's only like a less than 10 people company. That's it.
Yeah.
So like they seem like for 10 people, it looks like a great game. I don't know if it's good as as how much hype it's getting. I don't know if it's gonna be that good. But we're just gonna have to see. And they did release, because I was thinking, like, with all the trailers I've seen, I thought it was gonna be a cheap go explore, you find a new animal, find a new planet, that's it. But they did release a trailer a couple of days ago. You guys should go check that out. It's like this, like it shows that like it's not all that like just easy. Like there's actual like you get like diseases or like ice will be coming through the planet or like something like that. It's like really cool.
Yeah, I mean they have like a four-part like mini video thing on YouTube where it's kind of like trading, survive, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and I really like the trading part too. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I can't wait. It's gonna be good. Supposedly 6 gigabytes of, it's like 6 gigabytes big, and most of it is music.
Oh really?
Yeah, and so I was like, well, hopefully that music's good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. So next we got Destiny Collection listed on Amazon for August 18th.
Really?
And yeah, but it was like released by some like Twitter guy or some guy on Twitter, and so like there was no picture or any like info at all. That guy just said there was. So
this dude stumbled upon it and tweeted it.
Yeah, and it was in the UK Amazon.
Okay.
So and I can kind of believe that because I think they're trying to do, because how the new Destiny Rise of Iron was announced.
Right.
Expansion. So I think they're trying to do something like what they did with what was the Taken King? I think they're trying to get.
Is this one as big as the Taken King?
There's no information on it other than it's a collection, and I'm thinking if it's collection.
I meant like the new Iron DLC thing.
Oh yeah, I heard it's pretty. That's like really big, like as big as the Taken King.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a lot of hype for it too. So yeah, I mean, I'm thinking they're doing something like they did with the Taken King collection, where you get all 3 of the early ones, and then the Taken King. I think they're gonna do that for this one.
I might consider jumping back in if they release that here in the U.S.
Oh yeah, because he's soldiers.
Well, I mean, dude, that game right now is like what, $9.99?
Oh really?
Yeah, dude, it's cheap.
That's right. Oh well, you still have all the DLC too, right?
Yeah, I haven't deleted anything from my account.
Yeah, so I guess you can just grab the game and that's it. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of I've tried getting back into it. I mean, it's still a good game, but
it's a great game. But
yeah, it's really good.
It had its time and place, and now I think people are just waiting for part 2.
Yeah, like they've pretty much done all they could do in the game and all that. But we liked it. It was a really good game. Yeah, it's just kind of boring with one.
When it first came out, I was like, dude, this is a sick FPS shooter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good game.
Mm-hmm. And then for the last, well, not last, we have another one after this. Rainbow Six Siege is free on Steam right now and Xbox One this weekend. Only for this weekend.
On
But
Xbox One?
yeah, like it's not a down, like it's just like you can play from now all the way till Sunday, and then after that you can't get any more. Like it's like there's no download. Like you just play it for that weekend.
It's an interesting way in trying to get people to want to get the game.
Yeah, I mean that game really went down in price. Did you see?
Yeah,
like
it did.
20 or 30, something like that.
It's a good game.
Yeah, I mean it's not worth $60 though when it came out though. I didn't think it was. So that's for that, and then I don't know much about the info on this, but you did say there's a Metal Gear Solid 5
So
Definite Edition.
I threw this one in there because you didn't hear about it, but supposedly rumors came up, and it was found on Amazon, a listing for a Metal Gear Solid 5 Definitive X, and people were wondering what in the world does this mean? What's it gonna be? And as we all know, like, but the original, the original plan for Metal Gear Solid 5 was that Ground Zeroes was not going to be anything whatsoever. Like, it was going to be a part of the game.
Yeah.
And that kind of, Konami pushed Kojima into, like, you need to get something out already because you were spending so much money on this game. So he had reluctantly had to throw that one out there. And then when the game came out, there was even a couple of episodes that weren't even finished. That weren't even on there. Like they had to just scrap them and just leave them out. Which some of them were like I saw a raw footage of like what the last chapters were, and they were like it was showing Liquid. I mean spoilers, if anyone doesn't even know anything about the
big spoilers for this
MGS universe. But at the very end, Liquid is leaving like an island, and with a robot and Psycho Mantis, and they're just going.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And they leave. And it's kind of like, that's where Metal Gear Solid 1's going to end up.
Was that for Ground Zeroes?
No, that was for Phantom Pain.
Okay, yeah. That's
like, there was supposed to be a final boss fight.
Yeah.
After the final boss fight. But it didn't happen. But, supposedly they said this will have all the... I don't know if there's been any kind of DLC, but, all the things that were released have Ground Zeroes put into its final place. Okay. And these are just rumors. No one really knows, but more than likely the episodes that weren't done are finally going to be back in here. So we'll see.
Do you think it's gonna be released by Konami for sure, right? Like nothing's gonna be Kojima.
Nothing's Kojima on this one, but it'll be all Konami, and I'm pretty sure a lot of it they've already had. They're just gonna put everything back to where it was supposed to be. So yeah, I mean, I would love for that to happen. I would love for them to make Definitive X because I don't even have Metal Gear Solid 5 with me. I had it for the PS3.
Oh, that's right.
I gave up the PS3 to get the PS4 and never got MGS5 again. So if this actually were to come out, this would be a great way for me to get back into it and see the game played for what it was truly supposed to be played for.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that'd be awesome. And probably
Ground Zeroes was a good one too.
Oh yeah, dude. When Ground Zeroes first came out, I played that thing over and over and over and over again. Yeah. That thing was super good.
Yeah, and like it was really good to show what it was gonna be like. It was super good. Even sometimes like I just go like I'll be like sitting there like oh no I'm gonna go touch some Ground Zero, so I go back in it sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game I don't know if we'll talk about it later because our topic, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good game.
And that's it. Right?
And one thing I did want to throw in there is Doom and Fallout 4 are half price right now. They're like $30. Fallout is $25 and Doom is $30 on PlayStation and Xbox on Amazon. So you can go get that right now. Those are two great games. So yeah.
Yeah, I do not condone of Fallout 4. That one's a piece of trash. But Doom
no, it is not.
Is a masterpiece.
Nah.
But anyways, guys, that was the news brought to us by Nicholas. And let's get into the topic of the show. And remember, guys, you guys can be sending us y'all's topics. We want to kind of throw in another segment after the news on questions that you guys have that we want to answer. So tweet at us at Indio Games on Twitter and send us y'all's questions. And if you guys have a topic that you guys want to, give us, maybe your topic might be on the show. Your question could partly be one of the topics on the show. So let's get into it. And this week is my turn. And my topic of the show is going to be what is our top 3 games of all time. And the way I want to do this, I want it to be like either you or me start with number 3, and then you do number 3, then I'm gonna do number 2, then you do number 2, and then I do number 1, number 1. Okay, so I'll start this one off.
All right. Yeah.
And dude, I was thinking about this one for a good while.
I know.
And it's hard to it was hard for me to be like, okay, do I like this game more? But this game is a little bit longer, but no, this one has more of a nostalgic feel to me. And so I would have to say that my third game, that's my favorite game of all time, the third one, would have to be Pokemon Crystal.
Pokemon Crystal.
And the reason why I have to say this is because as a kid, that was one of the very first Nintendo games I've ever played. Actually, the first Nintendo game I ever played. And it has so much nostalgic feel to me. And I don't right now I only have Silver because I lost that Crystal game a long time ago. And I mean Soul Silver is exactly the same game as that. I just don't have the DS to play that right now, which I would jump on board and get that Soul Silver game in a heartbeat. But the original Pokemon Crystal, the third game within Generation 2, was a beautiful game, dude. It was the first game that brought back the sprites, that brought sprites. Like when the Pokemon would come out, like there'd be a little bit of the movement in them. That was the first time that ever came to be. There was baby forms introduced of Magby and Electrokid. The game is just so good. And you also had the Johto region and Kanto region in one game. And so, yeah.
That was a huge thing to that game. That's why I loved it a lot, too.
Oh, yeah. It was a big triumph. And, dude, that game's so good. And that's where my favorite Pokemon of all time is from, Cyndaquil. Dude, Cyndaquil all the way. So, yeah. That game has true meaning to me. And I don't know if I talked about it on this podcast before, but one of my favorite moments of gaming is from that game. And so...
Oh, yeah. Elite Four?
Oh, yeah. Elite Four. Red Gyarados up against that dude. Oh. Yep. But anyways, yeah, that's going to be my number 3.
Yeah, I wish Pokemon was still like that nowadays, man.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we're just getting remasters, same old thing, nothing new.
Yo, they did a remaster of if for some reason they're like, all right, let's just skip doing another remaster to Soul Silver and Heart Gold. Let's just do a remaster of Crystal. Oh yeah. Dude, that'd be great.
Yeah, I feel like the remaster on Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby was not really needed. Because, like, that, I don't know if it's just me, but I didn't feel like that game was as big as all the other ones at its time.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sapphire and Ruby was the reboot to all the Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's what that was, so.
Yeah, and, like, I don't know, like, that was the first game that came out on the Game Boy Advance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it came out on, like, Fire Emblem. Like, that was a good game back then, because it kind of, like, did all these good graphics to it and all that, but, yeah, the classics were the best, though. Alright, so, for me, this list was super, super hard. But except for the last two. I knew for the last two I already knew. But for the third one, this was crazy. Because I have so many games that I love that I play. Like, almost all the games I play, I always just end up loving them. And I was thinking of putting Skyrim as number 3, but then you mentioned The Walking Dead. And I was like, you know what? That was a beautiful game. So that's going to be my number 3 game. And
Season 1 or Season 2?
Oh, man, dude, that's a hard choice, but I'm going to go with Season 1.
Nice.
Yeah. And so, I love that game. Why? Because it is probably the best story I've ever heard in a game. Ever. And it's just so emotional, and like the way they put the characters, and like what they say, and like especially your choices in the game, make you, like, they're not just like some small impact where like they say this different thing, or this happens. Like, every little thing you do makes a big difference in choices. So, yeah, that game was just amazing. The story was beautiful. And wait, can we do spoilers?
Season 1, right?
Yeah.
All right, spoiler flag. If anyone mute this, and we'll have it up again. So keep going.
All right. So the character you are in this game is Lee, and like I really love it because like you put him as a father figure to this game, and like to Clementine. So yeah, it was just a really good emotional. Like you felt like you were her daughter. Like even in real life, you felt it. And then like at the end when like you have to choose to either kill him or just leave him to be a zombie, and that literally broke my heart so much, man. And I remember I chose to shoot him, and like after that, I literally just like that. Like to be honest, no other game or like movie or anything has ever like made me cry at all. Like nothing.
Yeah.
I'll get a little bit teared. Like sometimes I have to force it just to get teary eye. But like this game, man, like it literally touched you, man. Like I literally just like cried at the end. I was like, man, that's how a story game should be. It was a really good game. Totally emotional. I can't wait for season 3 to come out too. Season 2 was really good. But season 1 was a really classic story. Number 2 was sort of like a continuing on different thing. But number 1 was a really classic story of a guy trying to help a girl, being trying to like the father figure trying to protect her from the world around her. So yeah. That's my number 3.
All right. So for my number 2, I've already the first, like I said, the first 2 were set in stone. The number 3 was the one that I was kind of like, should I put Pokemon? Should I not? But my gut told me, you know what? Dude, that's like your favorite. That is one of your most nostalgic games. For number 2 for me, my second favorite game of all time, would have to be none other than The Last of Us. And
oh yeah,
dude, that game, I remember seeing the trailers for that. The like E3 came out, and when they showed the first gameplay trailer of that, I was like, dude, this is something different. This is gonna be amazing. And then, knowing that Naughty Dog created Uncharted, I was like, dude, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect for it to be as dark as it was. And I remember I didn't really have that much money, and so I rented it off of Redbox. And of course, Redbox, you only have a day with that thing, and so I stayed up, dude. And I think you remember this. I stood up, and not stood up. I stayed up, and I didn't even fall asleep, all through the night. And I remember I got it. I think I got it in the evening, like at 5:00 in the evening, the day.
Yeah.
That day, played it all the way through. I don't even know if I ate dinner, dude. I don't remember. Played all the way through. Didn't go to sleep. The next day, kept playing it. I probably paused it to get a bowl of cereal or whatever, and finished it at 5:00 the next day, with tears, dude, streaming down my face. I was like, "This is beautiful," and that game is extraordinary, man.
Oh yeah, totally.
You barely finished it not too long ago, right?
Yeah, like a couple months ago, about 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that game is by far one of the pinnacles of all video games.
Oh yeah, like that defined the generation right there for sure.
Oh yeah,
The last gen, that was the number 1 game.
It was the perfect marriage of storytelling and game, like a video game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we never really saw anything like this before. And so, dude, that game was great, and emotionally it was wrenching. Like I can feel my heart breaking at times, and yeah, that game is so good, and it will forever be one of my favorite games of all time. I've been wanting to play it again, but at the same time I don't. And I remember you and me talking about this because I don't want to taint that. I don't want to taint that game on mine.
Yeah.
I don't want to just keep playing it over and over again to where it doesn't have that special emotional value to me. So as of right now, I'm just gonna be waiting until part 2 comes out.
You think that's gonna happen?
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen for sure. There's no doubt about it.
I don't know. I wouldn't like that, kind of. Because I just want to keep it perfect. Don't want to change anything about it.
Even if it's not following Joel and Ellie's story, I think it'll still be good.
Yeah, especially if it's Naughty Dog, for sure. But, yeah, that game was good. Hey, if you guys are going to play that game, though, play it on the PS4. Don't play it on PS3.
Oh, yeah. Get the remastered version.
Yeah, it's really good on the remaster. Like, the graphics are way better, and, like, it actually looks like a PS4 game. It's a really good game.
Yeah. Side note, the multiplayer is extraordinary.
Oh, yeah. It's really good, too.
That is some of the best multiplayer I've ever played.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Have you played the DLC to it?
No.
Yeah,
I've never jumped into it because I had it for the PS3, and then I remember I gave it up so I can get the PS4. I never got into the DLC.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's like not that cool. I mean, it's alright. It gives you a little bit of side story.
Yeah.
But it's not worth really buying unless it's like pretty cheap. But yeah, that's a good game. So for my number 2, and I'm sure you would know what the game is. It's going to be League of Legends.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So League of Legends. Let me start at the beginning. So at the beginning, I always hated MOBAs. Me and you have always hated. Not me now, but me and you used to always hate MOBAs. Like I despised them so much. I was like, why is this genre even created?
Dude, they're horrible.
That's your opinion. Now that's your opinion. Only your opinion now. I used to think that way too. But cause back then, like not back then, but like a couple months ago, I started playing last year. Actually, at this time in summer, I didn't have that much of game. I just had the 360. I had already played all the games, and then I would have the Mac, and I wouldn't really do much with the Mac. And there wasn't actually any games for the Mac at all, cause Mac, no one plays on the Mac, any games. And the only game there was League of Legends. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like totally fake it, just act like I like it. I'm just gonna you know what? Just think it's super good. Think it. And so I played it. Like I do it. Like grinding in that game is so hard, and like I faked it all the way. And then once I got to like level 10, which is a super hard thing to do, kind of, especially at the beginning. I was like, after I was like, you know what? This is actually a really good game. It has a lot of good mechanic, a lot of good strategy, and I'm sure you would disagree with everything I'm saying, but it's a really good game. Like I want, and things I like about it is that there it's I can say it's balanced because there's so many characters in there, and some characters do get more buffed than the other ones, and some do get better than the other ones, some don't. Yeah. So because that's just gonna happen no matter what. But they end up fixing it a little bit, but it's not a humongous difference where it's like super OP and you can never beat that guy. So yeah, I like it, and there's so much variety to that game, and like not in places, but like characters. There's so many characters, like over 150.
Yeah.
And then it's super fun to play. I know it's not to you, but for me. It's super fun to play because it's a team based. That was kind of actually my first like team based game too. I really liked it. You learn new tricks every round too. Like you'll see this guy do like this move, and you're like, man, I never thought you can do that here. Or like if you hide here and you do this move, it'll be good. You learn new tricks every single time. And then better than any mobile out there for sure. Like I played Dota 2, and that, if you don't know, that's like the number 2. I think Paragon's gonna totally beat it soon, but Dota 2 is sort of the like second biggest game of mobile genre.
Right.
And I honestly haven't played, but like it's a big jump from Dota to League of Legends, and I played it like a round, and like I honestly could not play. Like I literally had to shut down the computer because I just did not understand it all. Like the environment was just weird. And I'm sure a lot of people. I'm sure if I like took the time and all that to actually get into it, then I would think about it. But it wasn't as good as League of Legends.
Yeah.
And I mean, Paragon's really good. Like I would say for me, like that's actually the closest to being as good as League of Legends in the mobile genre because that's a really good game.
Yeah, I mean, I've been totally against League of Legends. Like I just think it's not a fun game at all. But my first step into the MOBA space was Paragon, and I really enjoyed Paragon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because that's actually the first MOBA you played because you hated MOBAs too, and so and there's lots of items like so much strategy into the game. You mix this item with this item, you pick up this guy's attack speed, you pick up this guy's damage, it'll do more. Pick up this guy's defense, and every character has something like different. It's not none of the moves I've ever encountered that are like the same type of move. They're all totally different, which is pretty crazy with that many characters.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people really disagree with me, but I mean the community is all right if you're good in the game. Right. If you're terrible at the game, you'll get a lot of hate. But and then the Riot, which is the developer, they're really good at the banning at the game. Like it's cleaner than any other game I've seen, because they won't get like cheap players who just log off, and like sometimes you do, but once you do that, like you immediately get banned, and then like you can even get a more ban if the person reports you. Yeah. Or like hate language and stuff like that. It's all right. It's a pretty good game. It's the best community. I like they've done the best that I've seen. I mean, it's not the
Yeah.
best ever, but they try their best to do it and make their point. Yeah, that's my point on League of Legends. I like
Cool.
that game.
Cool.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're down to the last
Oh,
last
wait.
one.
Okay. So can we do like an honorable? Like it doesn't have to be all planned out. We just say a few things about it. Can we do like an honorable mention?
Sure at the end.
Okay, fine.
All
Go.
right. All right. So my favorite game of all time, number one, the favorite game of all time, and I honestly believe it will always be my favorite game of all time. Will be Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1. And that game was the first game I have ever played in my entire life. I remember Dad got the a PlayStation 1. Our uncle went in. They went into Circuit City, which doesn't even exist anymore. That was like a Best Buy. Went in. He showed our dad the I remember him grabbing the game off the shelf, showing it to him. I was like, the white case, red lettering, like shiny red lettering. I was like, dude, what's that game? I remember laying down with Dad that night when he was playing it. I was like, dude, this game, is this a game? And of course, back then the graphics made look like they were lifelike to you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, is this a
yeah.
game? Like, is this like what is this? And I remember playing as a kid, it was amazing. But once I grew up and I played that game as an older adult, looking back, well, not an adult, I was like maybe like 14, 13 when I played it again. But I understood what was going on.
Yeah.
I had much more appreciation for the game for what it was and the time that it was made.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, that game is a beautiful game, dude. And it began, in my opinion, if Metal Gear Solid 1 didn't come out, I don't think there would have been a Last of Us. If Metal Gear Solid 1 didn't come out, like those kind of story driven games that were that were different than all the other ones. Like we were only used to Crash Bandicoot and Spyro and Mario and Banjo-Kazooie. Like those were the games that were out. That's what people were getting fed. And out of nowhere, Hideo Kojima came out with Metal Gear Solid 1 and it blew everything out of the water. And it was a different kind of game. And I don't know. And the Metal Gear Solid series is by far one of my favorite series of all time. So yeah. I would have to say that game is my number one.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I played that game. The first time I played it was 2-3 years ago. I think it was 3, something like that. And I like you would always talk about it and all that. And I'll be like, I guess it's alright. Like I never actually played it, and then once I played it, I was like, it's kind of hard for me too because you played it back then when those were like that was what games were supposed to be like.
Yeah.
And then for me, when I started playing, I was like, yeah, dude, this is cheap, like I'm not really used to this. But like even through all the time, I can see how it really did put a lot of it was like the starting point for a lot of different games, especially the stealth genre and espionage, stuff like that. And that is a really good game. And the story is pretty good. I mean, I don't know about the best one, but it's good. And then especially the whole series, like especially number 2, I think it's probably one of my favorite ones because that one has a really good story. So that whole series is super good game. Yeah, totally. Hideo Kojima is a genius in the gaming industry.
If I could meet Hideo Kojima, that would be the dream.
Yeah. Okay, so you done with yours?
Yeah. Let me just throw out my honorable mentions real fast.
Right.
Mine would have to be the Uncharted series, all of them, but more love towards Uncharted 4 and 3. Those are by far those are really really good games. Another one that I would like to throw out is Smash Bros. Love that series. I think it's really really good and enjoying. What was another one? It was like at the top of my head, but I totally forgot.
Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft.
I don't know. That'll have to be it for now.
All right, so for my number one game, and I'm sure everybody already knows this, that knows me, is BioShock Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of my first 360 games, and my first story-driven game. And I remember I went to Walmart and I was actually gonna get Tomb Raider, and the price was like online was totally different. So I was like, I'm just getting Bioshock Infinite. I've heard it's alright. So then I got it, and then I played it that week, and I've never encountered a better story or game than Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will say that Bioshock Infinite is sort of like a total copy of Bioshock, and like especially in story. And I can't agree with that, but it's really different for me because Bioshock Infinite was the first game for me. So it feels like Bioshock was sort of a copy for it, but it's not that. Not true.
Right.
So, yeah, but the story was amazing. I feel like that was my first story game too, and I was like, man, this is a really good story. And I liked how in the story it's like very psychological, like it really, and then like it really makes you think about who you're playing and what you're doing in the game. You're like, what I'm doing, is it good or is it bad? And like, it's a totally good game. And like, the big twist at the end of the game is the biggest twist I've ever in my life. Yeah, like biggest. Like I love twisting games. Like the only reason why I started loving twisting like movies and games is because of this game.
Yeah.
And at the I can say the ending, right?
All right, spoiler warning. News immediate. Giving the ending of the game. Spoiler warning.
I just have to say this.
Mute this.
Total spoiler. Do not listen to this because this is a big one. Ruin the whole entire thing for you. So I have to mention this. So at the end of the game, the whole game you're Booker DeWitt, and the enemy is the Prophet or something like that. I think that's his name. And so at the end of the game, you finally encounter him. And it's you and Elizabeth, and then you like kill him, and then at the end of the game you find out there's different time with Elizabeth tearing different dimensions and all this, and then at the end you find out like the last second you find out like the last words it just says it was me, and then you right there, dude, that's the last words, and then all the Elizabeths from all the time just start drowning you, and then you just die, and then they just start popping out. Oh dude, that man, I remember I just sat there and I was like, this is the definition of what a game should be.
Oh yeah.
It was you. Have you seen the ending?
Yeah, you showed it to me. I've never played. I played a little bit of it, but you did show me the ending, and it was. I mean, I can see. I can see how twisting it is and everything like that. I've been meaning to play it just for your sake. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been telling me to play it. Now, the definitive edition is going to be coming out soon.
Oh, yeah.
So I might jump on board when that comes out and maybe do some Let's Plays on that. Maybe, when it comes out, maybe we can do... I can probably do you can do Let's Play number 1, I can do number 2, and then you can finish off with your favorite game, Infinite. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, I have heard that is one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time.
Yeah, for sure. And, like, it has so many awards to it, too. And I think it was about to get Game of the Year too.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's just an amazing game. Everyone should totally play. Like that's a must play game. Like just like The Last of Us is, that's also a must play game too. And for my honorable mentions, I don't know if this kind of is with it, but BioShock 1 is like almost right there next to Infinite, cuz like it's sort of the same story, but it's a lot more darker. Yeah. And because like you're just in some random place, and like it's really really dark too. Like you just see people like killing each other like with drills, and like the little sisters and the big daddies and stuff like that. And then the ending is almost sort of as big as the one in Infinite. I'm not gonna spoil that one, but yeah, you should play that one too. That was a really good one. And then a second one I want to throw in there is Skyrim. Skyrim was a really big thing for me because that was a pure RPG and open world game, and that was one of my first ones. I was in like JRPGs, but yeah. And I remember when I first played I remember I first saw you playing it, and I was like, dude, this game is boring. Why do you even play it? And I was just like sick of you like just watching you play it and all that. And I was like, dude, get out the Xbox already. And you used to play it quite a bit too, and then I started playing it, and I was like, dude, I've heard so much about it, and I was like, I didn't think it was that good. and it's a really good RPG. Everyone should play it. I remember I just played that game. Like, I didn't even get out of the room that much out of the whole week just playing that game. The whole week.
Yeah.
And I played so much of that game just for that week. I played like 100 hours or so. Like, I played a lot. And that's a great game. Everyone should play it.
Yeah. I remember I was playing that game, and then Dark Souls entered my life, and I just lost it with Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Skyrim was a good game.
And that's pretty much it.
Alright. Well, guys, this is Indio Gaming. It is I, Robert, and Nicholas. We are INDUOGAMEPRESS, a gaming podcast that releases every Friday. Remember, guys, check out our gameplay footage, walkthroughs, playthroughs, guides, whatever we have going on our YouTube page, Indio Gaming. Remember, tweet at us your questions, guys. Tweet us things that you want us to talk about at our Twitter page at Indio Games, and Nico always releases the weekly report on our INDUOGAMING.com website, so go check it out there if you guys want to see it on written. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. Leave a like, share with your friends, and comment. And we'll be here next Friday with episode 7. We are out.